Made in Hollywood.
The dramatic musical The Color Purple, starring Fantasia Barrino and Taraji P. Henson, is made in Hollywood.
It's been through this journey with this beautiful cast, and knowing that we're doing something so special that's gonna heal the hearts of so many people.
Made in Hollywood.
Also on today's show, director George Clooney goes for the gold with the inspirational sports drama The Boys in the Boat.
Well, first of all, it's an underdog story. I love sports films. I always have. And I wanted to tell a story about people coming together.
Plus, Jeffrey Wright stars in the comedic drama American Fiction. Adam Driver puts the pedal to the metal in the biopic Ferrari, and the animated comedy Migration features the voices of Kumail Nanjiani and Elizabeth Banks. This week on Made in Hollywood.
Made in Hollywood.
A classic tale of love and resilience gets a bold reimagining as Fantasia Barrino and Taraji P. Henson star in the dramatic musical The Color Purple.
Today, our teacher taught us about a place called Africa. She say our mamas come from Queens over there. That means that we, royalty.
The Color Purple is by far my favorite movie of the year. And at the heart of this story is Celie. It's her amazing story, her inner strength. It's the strength and power of all these incredible women and the power of love and forgiveness. But how would you describe Celie in this bold reimagining of the story?
They gave Celie an imagination. So it allows you to see Celie work through her dark moments. Every last one of us on earth, we have an imagination.
Yeah.
We envision ourselves in different places if we're in bad times. This time, you guys get to go on a journey with Celie.
Afternoon, I needs me a wife.
Even if we have to part, you and me, us have one heart.
Everything that you have done up until this point made you ready to take on this role. So talk to me about taking on Shug Avery.
I just wanted to make her special. I wanted to make her, mine. So many incredible women have portrayed her before me, and I just wanted to add to that canon.
Get off my land!
I harass you every day. Daddy! Nothing but death can keep me from it.
I know that you actually got the call from Miss Oprah herself when she gave you the news, passing on the baton. What is the best piece of advice that Oprah gave you?
Keeping a purity about yourself. And I think she's just saying, don't forget the source, the person that's gotten you here.
You must ain't got no kinfolk around these parts.
All I had was my sister. She was the only one ever loved me.
For moviegoers who are sitting down in their seats in the theater right now, and they're about to see The Color Purple, how would you describe what they're about to experience?
This is gonna touch not just female, but it's gonna touch men, young, old, not just a white thing, a black thing, it's an all nationality. Everybody that goes in that movie is gonna relate to somebody.
This is gonna be a communal experience. You're gonna laugh, you're gonna cry together. Hopefully you'll get up out your seat and, have a good time. It's gonna be a ride. Buckle up.
There's gonna be some changes made.
Put it on. This ain't me. Hush. We need to look like we belong. Let's see this smile and color. Sweet and loving God.
A lot of the cast has talked about how this movie is healing. You can't help but feel healed after you see it. How did the film heal you?
I think for a moment in my real life, I lost my joy. And it's been through this journey with this beautiful cast, and knowing that we're doing something so special that's gonna heal the hearts of so many people. This movie transcends race, gender, religion. It's a story about humanity. And I just know this movie was ordered by a divine energy because we need it.
We are more than just kings and queens. We are at the center of the universe.
Jeffrey Wright stars as a frustrated novelist who is pushed to the heights of fame and hypocrisy after the success of his latest novel in the comedic drama American Fiction.
Where are our stories? Where's our representation?
Would you give us the pleasure of reading an excerpt?
Yo, Sharonda, girl, you be pregnant again? If I is, Ray Ray is gonna be a real father this time around. Thank you.
My first thought was, wow, this is a lot like what's going on in my life right now. The social commentary was stuff that resonated with me, and the satire, the discussion around race, identity, culture, and media.
It gave me great amounts of hope with regards to the kind of pictures that Hollywood was willing to make that had Black people front and center in the narrative.
It's laugh out loud funny, and I'm glad that he's asking me to be a part of it. But I was really glad that I was reading something that I could tell on the page was strong and funny.
I wanted to make sure that I maintained the spirit of the book and to maintain sort of like what I thought Percival was trying to do. I loved the book, but the book I would say is a little bit darker than the film.
Look at what they published. Look at what they expect us to write. I just want to rub their noses in it.
I had Jeffrey Wright in mind when I was reading the novel that I adapted. That's how early I started thinking of Jeffrey for the part. He just has such incredible presence. He's very smart. He's very well read. He feels like a college professor already in many ways, and he's also very funny.
Horde has such a wonderful wit about him, and he's also a super insightful guy, as you would expect from someone so witty. And he's got a fluency with the language of race and identity and in a way that's rare.
We sold your book. No.
We believe Mr. Lee has written a bestseller.
It's a joke.
The most lucrative joke you've ever told.
Now, is Stagg a pseudonym?
Yeah.
Mr. Lee can't use his real name.
Is this based on your actual life?
Yeah, you think some college boy can come up with that?
No, I don't.
I think the comedy, the deft and light touch is one that doesn't make the audience feel like they're gonna be sitting through a message movie, even though the message is powerful and necessary.
If you don't laugh, you cry, and the comedy, the satire is really just tragedy in disguise. That's how I see it.
We all know that good drama comes with comedy, and great comedy needs, drama.
I think that treating serious subjects in ways that allow people to laugh and find joy is one way to sort of build empathy.
We want to put him on the cover in one of those scarves, I guess you would call them, tied around his head.
A do-rag?
Do-rag, that's it. Do-rag and a tank top with the muscles showing.
Somebody call the fire department.
Coming up, George Clooney directs the underdog sports drama The Boys in the Boat, and we hit the racetrack with Adam Driver for the thrilling biopic Ferrari. To find out where to watch any movie, check out MoviePhone.com. Find it, watch it.
Well, first of all, it's an underdog story. I love sports films. I always have. And I wanted to tell a story about people coming together.
Made in Hollywood. Made in Hollywood.
Based on a true story, a determined group of underdogs take on the world at the Berlin Olympics in the inspirational drama The Boys in the Boat, directed by George Clooney.
The Depression hit everyone hard. No jobs, no food. We were broke.
Looks like you still owe a balance on this semester.
First of all, it's an underdog story. I love sports films. I always have. And I wanted to tell a story about people coming together.
I hadn't read the book, but I was aware of it because I think it was published 10 years ago at this point, and I remember my entire family, and I just remember them raving about it.
The book was one of my favorite books. I read the book, we went after it, we didn't get it. It took a long time.
Well, what's that about, making some money?
Yeah, the rowing team. Your Honor, you get a part-time job included, cheap place to live.
8-man crew is the most difficult team sport in the world. The average human body is just not meant for such things. Most of you will not be chosen.
Beautiful speech, Coach.
More than anything, those relationships remind me of certain father-son dynamics, and every coach I ever had created that energy to me. It was like, I want to impress you because I feel like you're not impressed by what I was doing, probably because I was a terrible athlete.
Joe's like George, just a giving leader of a person. And I actually, to be honest, Joe's like someone I base my choices and my career around. I think he's one of the best actors around, and I look up to him anyway.
Washington Huskies coach is bringing an inexperienced vote to the competition.
They said we couldn't compete with the richest schools in the nation.
The Washington vote has taken the lead. Washington has done it.
It's hard to shoot on water. Anybody who has any understanding of shooting would understand why water's so tricky. You're trying to get all these young men who'd never rowed before to row and look good, and then they're rowing against a bunch of people who really know what they're doing.
In 3, 2, 1, row!
The biggest challenge was this 8 individuals learning to be one. That is the skill of rowing. You know, Joe says it at the end of the movie, we're never 8, we were 1. And when Daniel wanted to write the book about Joe, he said, you can write a book, it can't be about me, it's got to be about the boat.
That bunch of kids rode like no one else that's ever come through here.
Everybody else tires, they just get stronger.
We have a boat that I believe could qualify for an Olympic spot.
George is just the best, and he shows up every day with this incredible positive energy, and he's just ready to tackle the day, and he's in high spirits, and you know, when you have a leader like that, everybody matches that energy.
Stay with him until he finishes the first line, and when Joel starts to talk, then you can make the move.
The secret awesomeness of being an actor and deciding at some point you're going to direct, or when you do, is that you've had a front row seat watching so many different directors conduct themselves, you know, over a months-long shoot, and you get to learn and kind of observe and
pick and choose a little bit from whom you like. Also, I have to say, you know, when you work with an actor who has directed, he understands, you know, we're losing the light and we got to get this, and he's like, why don't if I walk over from here to here, I can shorten that issue. And you go, that would really be nice if you could do that.
And he's so prepared too, you know, that's like the thing. He knows what's going on. He's editing in his head as we move, and I learned a lot from him. I really did.
As one!
An entrepreneur's lust for victory compels him to put his entire company on the line as Adam Driver channels an iconic automaker in the biographical drama Ferrari.
Enzo.
You're going broke.
So what do I do?
Win the Mille Miglia, Enzo. Or you are out of business.
Mostly, it's almost always internal. It starts with the script. That's Michael's thing. 90% of his notes are about internal life. That's where he started with this character, and his take was that Ferrari was a racer first. So that's how he wanted to see him navigate, you know, the track of this movie.
All of us are racers. So deadly passion. Our terrible joy.
I think he is one of the greatest filmmakers of all time, and his movies I've returned to again and again and again, and have been a massive inspiration for me. He has incredible taste.
Let's go!
In subject matter and how he shoots things, I love. And so when you trust a director's taste, you feel way more confident that they're making the movie that they want to make.
If Anthony is looking for a scapegoat, then here I am.
He in particular was someone that just on a personal level, I am incredibly moved by. I was very excited to work with him, but who he is as a person, I care about Michael deeply, and I love his films and his relentlessness in going for something that feels tactile and authentic. I'm moved by.
And cut. It says, Frank, no deal.
To find out where to watch any movie, check out MoviePhone.com. Find it, watch it. Up next, we set off for parts unknown with Kumail Nanjiani and Elizabeth Banks for the animated comedy Migration.
That's exactly who I am. I am this duck, just as she is Pam. I am Mac.
Made in Hollywood. Hollywood.
An overprotective father is convinced to take his family on a vacation of a lifetime in the animated comedy Migration, featuring the voices of Kumail Nanjiani and Elizabeth Banks.
Here we are together. We're on an adventure. Seeing what else life has to offer. Is that a little scary? Sure. But isn't it worth it?
We're not gonna make it, are we?
Uncle Dan!
I thought it was very funny. I thought it was very exciting. There was a lot of, thrilling stuff in it. And I was like, oh, I would love to play this duck.
Most of the inspiration was right there in the script. And I was looking forward to being able to play. I was looking forward to being able to play all the down notes. It really came across and it was fun.
We're trying to get to Jamaica.
Don't worry, Chump's gotcha.
So listen, Chump.
What? Didn't you just call me?
Sorry, I thought your name was Chump.
Yeah, Chump. Yeah, that's my name. What? Chump is a straight up New Yorker. We have a hard exterior, but at the end of the day, like we will help people. I think Chump is definitely exemplary of that.
Hi there, I'm Pam. I'm sharing my life with him, so I'm painfully aware of all the stupid things that come out of his mouth.
Oh yeah, that's true. She is.
That's exactly who I am. I am this duck, just as she is Pam. I am Mac.
This isn't about migration. It's about adventure.
Whoa, hey!
I feel like I've always wanted to go to Thailand or Indonesia, but somehow I'm not sure. I don't know why I'm afraid of it, but it's one of those things. It's much like Mac. It's illogical.
I do love traveling. I like going to other places. Emily and I do that a lot. We try and, we're lucky enough that we get to do it if we want to. And so very lucky that we get to do that because, I like all kinds of food. That's the main reason to go anywhere.
I agree. We're trying to get to Jamaica.
Yeah, that's in Queens, right?
More south.
It was awesome to work with Benjamin, and these things take a long time because there's so many moving parts, and the animators obviously they killed it. It's so good.
He's so detail oriented, and I love that, right? It's like he's got an idea about something. He was really good at communicating, and then he also remained open if it was like, oh my gosh, that actually really tickled me. I never thought about it that way.
Chocolat orange.
What's chocolat orange? It's you with l'orange on top.
We're both longtime married people, and we talk about how this movie it's not just about the family, it really is about this couple.
Two people make something greater than themselves.
We're going to finish this crazy, wonderful adventure.
Stay tuned, there's more coming up on Made in Hollywood.
Made in Hollywood.
Thanks for watching Made in Hollywood, powered by MoviePhone. For more behind-the-screen content, check out MoviePhone.com.
Made in Hollywood.